All right, welcome back to Weekend Prime. Right now I'm playing a game and I'm on the expressway. I'm trying to drive. I've hit the wall. I'm trying to, so I can do this? Okay, let me see. Anyway, I've just hit the wall. It's okay. That one is crazy. Whoo! Jason.
Yes.
Robotics. Welcome to this conversation on matters AI. Quite interesting because I was playing. That is a Kenyan game right there.
Yeah, sure.
Racing game.
Yes.
And it's quite interesting that you guys are doing interesting stuff when it comes to AI, artificial intelligence. For starters, we're just coming off Labor Day, okay? And one of the areas that we've seen coming up strongly from Labor Day, it was boosting manufacturing in the country, okay? They say the geopolitical things with Trump tariffs, but at the core of it, I think, is technology. Because we are seeing China now, they're opening up how they do their productions, heavily mechanized. Talk to me about, in the Kenyan context, how massive, if at all we choose to focus on artificial intelligence, robotics, what will that do for this economy?
Thank you so much. So if we invest in artificial intelligence, then we are going to build more factories. And these factories, they're going to have some level of automation. And we're going to create more jobs. So to mean we are going to grow our economy. Yes. So AI, we need also to have like skilled labor who can work with AI. Yes.
That's quite interesting because there's always that discussion about artificial intelligence coming to take over human jobs and what that will mean for us at the end of the day. But we'll come to that. For starters, when it comes to you have quite interesting products right here. I was just looking at the using this VR set. I think it's from Meta, which is very, very interesting. I like it. Very, very nice. You are creating robots. I mean, how do you start creating robots, honestly? How do you begin making robots?
Okay, when we started, we started by building robots for education. So robots that kids can assemble quickly and program. You see, like this, locally made. So we also wanted to get rich curriculum to schools, and we had to partner with other organizations, and that we go to integration. So if you see this robot, this is like a waiter robot. I don't know if you've been to Robot Cafe in Kileleshwa.
Not yet.
Yes, so if you go there, you'll be able to be served by a robot.
Yes.
So kids, they get to learn. Yes, they can go there, they get served by a robot, but then when they go back to classroom, they can be able to build and assemble and program their own robot.
Okay.
So that is on the education side. We are also involved in building electric vehicles. Yes, so we have a plant in Mombasa in partnership with GFT. We are building robot on wheels, so now big robots that you can drive.
Okay.
And I think that's the future.
Okay.
So there are also other factories that we are working with locally here, automating different processes, and that in turn, they are able to maximize their productivity and also quality.
That's quite interesting. You say that education is the entry level.
Yes.
If you start them young, because we've always had that discussion, what is we see it on social media.
Yes.
You know, they put an African child singing or doing something funny, then they put a clip of maybe a child in China making robotic stuff, making watches, and they say, you see, this is the difference. So education system seems to be the key to this. But how do we make it even? Making sure that those of us who schooled in the village, we also get the same opportunity as people in Nairobi or schools that might have access to such opportunities.
Thank you so much. See, for the longest time, STEM has been for international schools. And most recently, we've been having this discussion for CBC. CBC, yes, it has been having the other side. Some parents complaining it's expensive, but then with CBC, we've seen robotics. Recently, 3 weeks ago, we had the Kenya Science and Engineering Fair at the Nationals in Embu, and we had so many kids so many learners, high school level, participating in robotics. And these learners, most of them came from rural schools. And there are so many other organizations and NGOs. If you look at the work Kilimanjaro Blind Trust is doing, the deaf are also able to program robots. And there are so many other organizations that are also supporting learners who will otherwise not be able to access this in learning. To add, robotics, yes, it's expensive, but then with technology, you don't have to have a physical robot to learn. There are virtual robots, like what you've just seen. You've seen, yes, you've been able to navigate the expressway, but we also have a learning platform, whereas if you can access a computer, then we can give you a virtual robot. So the entry point is learning. So long as there is will, the enabling environment, we can always facilitate learning for technology.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very interesting. So creating an enabling environment. And some of these things, I can see even a drone here. You know, many of us are fascinated. And these are made from, is this plastic? Yes, and just a small battery. You tell me a Kenyan child can sit down, make a drone like this and fly it?
Yes. Actually, you can see these parts, they come together. You can just remove one. If you can zoom.
It's quite...
Yeah, you can see.
You piece them together.
Yes, you piece them together, stack them, and the same concept here. You stack them together.
Okay.
Okay. And they learn to build and fly.
So, okay.
Yeah, you can try.
So how cost effective are these at the end of the day?
Yes, at the end of the day, if the school has a 3D printer, we can give them the materials. They print their own drones. Okay. If they don't have a 3D printer, then we can give them a few drones, and then they learn the assembly and also the programming.
Oh, so in terms of practicality, if we are to break down and bring robotics into every school, make it easier to get the materials fast. So a 3D printer should be a mainstay, at least in every school, you say. What else do we need also to facilitate this?
Oh yes, it's good to have a 3D printer, but then also it's important to have a computer, because at the end of the day, we want these learners to get to some point where they can also design and 3D print their own models. Yes.
Okay. So, and looking at the teacher right now, is the teacher equipped to handle this? Or when we talk about robotics and artificial intelligence in our learning systems, it means it's also a new career path for our techies who've learned these things to come and enter into our learning systems in primary, high school, and teach robotics and application of artificial intelligence.
Yes, for the longest time we've had this gap where when we were introducing robotics and coding or STEM to schools, we had to use university students who had background in STEM, either engineering or computer science. But right now we are empowering teachers. There's a program we're running in partnership with the Daniel Labs and Project Management Institute for 1 million, empowering 1 million teachers in Africa to be able to deliver STEM. Because the teacher is trained professionally how to handle students. The teacher is able to see this student is not getting me right.
Yes.
I need to have maybe a personalized attention. So we shifted our focus, and there are also other organizations that are doing other projects in terms of empowering teachers to be able to support their learners. So right now I can say we've made some progress in terms of teacher preparedness. Okay. And hopefully in the next 5 years, we'll be having teachers delivering STEM in all the schools.
Okay. And there's the issue about where artificial intelligence is going. By the way, how do you start this? Do you just throw it up? How do you fly it? This one is?
This is forward.
That is forward. Backwards. Left, right. And this one?
This is for
high, low?
High, low. Yes.
Okay.
So you can just throw it up a little bit.
I can just throw it.
Yes.
Hey. Look at that. Imagine, and the application of this, because I can imagine printing a drone is cool.
Yes.
But now putting it into proper use is even what is cooler at the end of the day.
Yes.
Talk to me about that translation of technology into applicability at the end of the day.
Yes, for example, this drone. Yes, this is for learning, classroom setup.
Yes.
But then you could have the same. Yes.
I see that. Let's go.
Okay.
Throw it up.
Okay. Yeah, you could have a drone for surveillance. You could have a drone to help in spraying in the farms. You could have it for inspection. And so these ones we call them aerial robots. Sorry.
Sorry, my brother. I'm glad it's 3D printed because majority of these things are really expensive. Can I have that? Thank you very much. Asante sana. I think I'll need to learn how to fly properly.
Kids do enjoy it.
Yes.
Actually,
it's very enjoyable at the end of the day.
Kids do enjoy
So essentially, applications in agriculture, security,
inspection, and so many others.
Okay, I see. You are an expert, man. That's really nice. So that is it. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, there's always this issue and the thought about the future and where we are heading in terms to morality and where's the boundary? Because this thing is learning.
Yes.
It's learning, it's gathering data. Look at ChatGPTs, all these bots that we are using at the end of the day. It's learning who we are and it's learning at a very fast rate. How do we contain? Is it something that has a dark side to it? Are there concerns that have been raised by practitioners when it comes to application of artificial intelligence and robotics that lean a little bit in the precautious side of things?
Yeah, so AI has been there for the longest time. I think we had this boom when now people started using ChatGPT. We used to use other tools that are powered by AI, but now right now everyone can literally use AI. Just get your phone and use AI to make maybe posters and other things. AI is helping us to be more productive.
Yes.
But also the other tools that are coming to that will be able to do their job. I don't know if you've heard about agents. Yes, so they'll be able to do the whole job. So there is this fear that AI will take away all the jobs.
Okay.
I feel that AI will take care of the tasks. Like for example, if you have activity, if you have this portion of work you want to tackle, you can, instead of competing with AI, you can partner with AI in quotes. So you just look at these tasks, which parts can you offload to AI. If you are writing some document, you're doing some research, instead of, for example, there are some research that could take like a year to do, but now with AI, you can take like a month or weeks to achieve. Okay. So we need to positively embrace AI, but in terms of, yes, it's good to embrace it positively, but also we need to see how can we also contribute to AI. So in terms of contribution, we can contribute by creating these algorithms behind AI or powering AI with data.
Okay.
Yes, because at the end of the day, we need to have human at the center.
Yes. I see that. And talking about human at the center, you deal with little humans, our children, and you create products for them, all this, even this little one, I see there are some eyes. Yes. Is this something that you talk to, then it interacts with you as for the children?
Yeah, so this is for personalized learning. So for example, if your child is not good in mathematics, then you could schedule lessons with the bot. Then at a particular time, maybe when they're from school, they have their math lesson using the Miko Mini or languages or anything. Yeah, so this is purely for learning for kids, yes.
That's amazing. I can imagine the interaction, especially with kids, starting them young. I know you've watched that documentary that is very popular in regards to the dark side of social media and whatnot. Talk to me about starting them early. Is it that they will grow up with them even as we finish? Will they grow up with them and it becomes part of their lives, like phones, tablets are a normal thing in our day-to-day compared to maybe our parents and their parents? Or is there a precautious element even as we integrate artificial intelligence, robotics, and technology in our children's lives?
Oh yes, there are so many kids who are playing games, Roblox, Fortnite, and so on, so on. And I know of so many parents who have bought their kids serious machines, like machines with heavy computing power. And yes, these machines can be used for gaming, but can also be used for development. So starting your kids when they're young you give them an upper hand by training them on robotics, coding, but also builds on their reasoning. So as they grow old, they'll be growing with the system. Now imagine 50 years ago and now, if we didn't have anything technology, then we'd be still using smoke signals and so on.
Yes.
But right now we have technology, we are able to communicate, we are able to multitask, and so on, so on. So I don't know if you've ever seen a kid that is addicted to a game playing. The way they touch their computer, how they reason, they are very, very fast. So I feel like we need to introduce our learners, our kids to technology, and we also need to check on their online safety. Because there are so many people they interact with online, and we need to be cautious.
Definitely.
Yes.
Hey, Jason, this is a discussion that we've just touched the tip of the iceberg. I think we can do more in our subsequent interactions, but thank you very much for introducing us to the world of robotics and how possible it is for our children to embrace this 3D printed material, teaching them the basics and now scaling it into applicability in different sectors. Talk about security, agriculture, very, very important. Thank you very much for making time, man. I want to continue with that game that I was playing even as we take a short break.
Okay.
Where's my, that is Jason Awele, is the CEO of Afribot Robotics, and he says that it's time that you actually employ and bring to life matters artificial intelligence, and for our children is a reality that is there. Well, it's time that you embrace AI. For now, we can prime text a short break even as I continue driving. Let's continue. Let's take that break. We return with more. Stay